to the banks of the Red Cedar, East Lansing, home of the Michigan State Spartans, where the fans have been ready for hours in anticipation of this big one we have coming up. Little gets the blood boiling, quite like a rivalry game. Barbs, shots, trash talk, things that go on throughout the week will now all be settled on this field. As we'll see the #1 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on another team from the Big Ten, the Michigan State Spartans. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Wolverines will kick it away to start. On the move from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Spartans offense will get the first possession of the game. A state divided. They started playing for the Paul Bunyan Trophy, the big wooden lumberjack, back in the early 50s when Sparty joined the Big Ten.
And it's so nice to have you reach to have all those data from when you were in high school and when you were in college back in the 50s. And you know the record so well of these games, but it matters. And their comments fly week to week for these guys, Michigan State. And it is intense, and the hatred runs deep, Palmer.
Can you just imagine Reese riding to school in his Ford Model T back in the day? How nice that would have been, just putting along and getting to school.
Yeah, we knew that was coming.
Looking like the man on campus.
Faded just.
I'll tell you, there was a lot of familiarity in this game. A lot of these high school players grew up playing with or against each other, so it just adds an extra layer to this rivalry.
Now on 3rd and 10, if they can move the chains here, maybe they can get this drive started. To throw, it's Westbrook. They're bringing heat. And he just throws it away. That is not what you're looking for on 3rd down, 4th down coming up. The Spartans send out the punt unit. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Able to get the first one of the day away. They did have to send him out 3 times in that victory last week. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. The Wolverines offense has its first opportunity of the day. And they seem to believe that they can take big plays away and man coverage by just locking. Matchup, David.
And it's hard to lock down a great wide receiver, but a great defensive back versus a great wide receiver, we got a showdown.
Yeah, let's be honest, David. Most defenses don't have a dude like that at cornerback that could do that in a game like this, but this matchup is unique, and it's going to really determine the outcome of the game.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. They go to the ground. At the 45 on his way. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42.
I love this guy because he brings a physicality to this Michigan offense. Bo Schembechler would have loved this guy. He would have loved to jog a few extra tight ends on the field, get the QB under center, student body right, and give this guy the football. He would have fit in perfectly with his running style. Man, he is hard to bring down.
Paul Bunyan, a huge part of trophies in the Big Ten. He's got an axe. He's got this trophy for the Spartans and the Wolverines. Where do you guys rank this trophy?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, there's so many trophy games, I feel like, in the Big Ten, David. This game, obviously, it always has Big Ten implications, national championship implications.
Good tackle.
Paul Bunyan trophy gives me the heebie-jeebies a bit.
You don't like it, it just kind of gives you the heebie-jeebies. I hear you, but how about Reese throwing a ranking on us? Rank the trophies? Reese, what are we doing here? We're not ranking trophies. Huge rivalry game, a lot of emotions.
Who did that hit?
Talk about ranking trophies.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's cut. No signs of any kind of kickers. They'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. Looking for room at the 30. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
I love this play call. You want to get your playmakers the football in space. What a creative way. This little push pass by the quarterback. Get into the receiver's hands quickly and let him go make yards.
Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. He'll run it to the right here and try to get it into the end zone. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling.
And you know exactly what time it is when you get down here in the red zone. You got to be able to run the football. But when you got a back like this who punches the ball in the end zone consistently almost every single game, you are going to feed that animal the rock.
Trying to punch it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Wolverines.
The offense goes as he goes, so really no surprise on the opening drive. They keep feeding him the football. He shows you all of his ability on that TD.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner will be brought down. Michigan State has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this one.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking for a man. It's Westbrook.
Oh, come on, Davis.
Still on his feet at the 45. And they finally get him down, but not before. He's got him set up for business at the 49-yard line. They were backed up, and then suddenly they weren't. They've got it 1st and 10 now inside the 50. He's looking to throw it. Finds the tight end. Brought down at the 39 after a pickup of 10. It'll be a 1st down. And the Spartans come to the line with a new set of downs. He'll do it himself. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1.
You know, the problem with calling option is that you can't limit the hits on your quarterback, and he got absolutely leveled by the defender on that one. Now you got to...
Oh, and it's picked off. Threw it right into the teeth of double coverage.
Dude, I thought that was a sack.
After a good return on the interception.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job by the DB making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
Dances away. The throw. Those two failed to make the connection. It's an incomplete pass. The Wolverines often look at this rivalry as their birthright to win, and boy, did they put the hammer down in a blowout last year.
Yeah, and you heard a lot of hail to the victors, and you heard a lot about little brother and a lot of shots throughout this last year about how Michigan is the program in the state. They are the brand, and Michigan State has heard that homer a ton.
And that's just been a narrative that we've heard throughout the years, too. And it's something that people love talking about in Ann Arbor is that they are the dominant team. And it's not even close in a Sin State rival. Michigan State's got to do something to flip the script. If they want their program...
He'll off one deep down the left side. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. And the Wolverines will try to pin them back with the punt. Sends his first one of the day on its way, and that matches the number of appearances he had in that win last week. The Spartans have it back on offense, hoping to play some good ball. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did on the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Yeah, right.
And they're able to get
Did
him on
you
the
see
ground.
how they made him die?
Listen, in these situations, it's so hard to push the ball down the field because the defense is playing pass. We bring in more DBs. We're dropping deeper in our coverage, and we're making you throw the ball underneath or run the football. Nice job by the running back. Listen, he got good yards. He didn't get the first down, but now he's in a situation where third down becomes something where it's not predictable. Now it's a situation where they can go out and have success.
We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. The Spartans will line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Great contact on that ball as it just hangs up in the sky. Waves the arm for the fair catch, and the catch is made close to the 30-yard line. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
Well, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
On second down, they'll take to the air. Throws for the tight end. And that pass intercepted. He'll try to take it back. Touchdown, Spartans.
I didn't think he was going to speed up past my booty.
Points of their own. What an interception return. This time it's the defense finding ways to put points on the board.
There is nothing better than being a defender. Seeing that ball in the end zone. Your eyes get big as saucers. Go, jump on that puppy, secure it, get you a touchdown.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And it's up and good. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Week in and week out, guys, you never know what's going to happen in college football. Check this out. Clemson is ahead early in Death Valley, but that's not exactly Trevor Lawrence out there. This game is a long way from being
Where you suck.
They're up by just one over Rutgers. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. The give to the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. That linebacker was a heat-seeking missile, and the heat that he sought was the ball carrier.
Great job, great feel. Linebackers are making all the calls in the defense and understanding when I need to come through that gap and come through with bad intentions. Those guys are usually 245 pounds of heat-seeking missile.
Hard-hitting tackle. The Wolverines racing to the line in the hurry-up. On third and short, they'll go to the power running game. Tackle is made, but not until he gets the first down.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on third down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play, moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
That's caught. It's Jordan. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning it up.
Look, he's supposed to be blocking somebody.
First down. Making great decisions. That's what all of the legendary Michigan quarterbacks have done. John Navarre, Elvis Gerbach, and the guy can't remember drafted in the 6th round by the Patriots.
Yeah, that guy, what was his name? Tom Brady? Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah, he was pretty good too. But when you think about Michigan, you don't always think about the quarterbacks, and you don't always think about airing it out. But again, if you want to be a great college football team nowadays, you better be able to throw that pigskin.
Now here on second down, see if they keep tossing it around. Leaves it with the back. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense. Third and short coming here right from the midfield stripe. He's looking to throw. And he was drilled
Nice.
just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
That's how you blow up the screen pass here on defense. You got to hit the quarterback fast and force the incompletion.
This is the absolute right call. They're going for it on 4th down. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. Well, they just drained all of the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily. And the Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. Really good job there. Don't force anything. Take your time, and he finds his man for the 1st down.
Yeah, and I think really good job by seeing the defense. Understand that they're dropping back. They're taking away most things. All right, get the ball to my running back. He can make plays after he catches it. Nice job by the quarterback seeing the situation and where to go with the football.
They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Pocket starts to collapse.
Catch the ball, man.
Thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out.
Got enough space, and he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Michigan. You want to keep your offense on the field, wear down the defense, put that tape on and show it in a clinic. That's the way it's done.
And as a defense, man, there's nothing more demoralizing. You can handle it when you give up 3, but to give up a touchdown at the end of a long drive, you're already exhausted. You've already been punked the whole way down the field. Man, that's frustrating.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Michigan State has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. They feed him again. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Looking to throw, it's Westbrook. Didn't have much of a choice, just had to throw that one away. It'll be 4th down. And the Spartans decide to punt it away. They'll look to pin him deep. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same.
Keep your feet on bounds.
This offense has a 2nd down play. Leaves it with the running back. Maybe a 3-yard pickup there, 3rd and long coming up. Guys, these two have been showing contempt and disdain for each other for more than a century. First meeting back in 1898.
Yeah, and my goodness, you think about all the years, all the plays. You think about Mike Hart a few years ago. What was he talking about? Little brother. That stung Michigan State so bad. The hatred for each other is what makes this game so fun to follow every single year.
And I always feel in this game specifically between Michigan and Michigan State, it's the big-time players and the Heisman candidates that have always stepped up and made big plays. So I can't wait to see what the best players in this game are ready to do.
Here he goes breaking the pocket. He'll pull it down. And he's almost to that 1st down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the 1st down. And they'll come to the line just needing a few chain links for a 1st down. The pull and throw off the RPO. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks. It's the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can tack a little something extra on their lead before the break. The Wolverines have this offense rolling. Wide receiver shows motion. He's going to pass.
Dang, I saw you late.
Nobody open. He just throws it away. And
He's
it'll
wide
bring up
open.
second down.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw.
A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making a good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal. They'll snap it from the gun on third down. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
That's a phenomenal job getting after the quarterback and getting a hit on him to affect his accuracy, because if they didn't get the pressure, that was going to be a touchdown. He had a guy wide open in the end zone. That was a golden opportunity, but the defense comes up big.
They'll immediately call timeout. They'll have to settle for a field goal attempt.
Dude, how many goalposts can I hit in a year?
And the margin is still 7 after the miss, guys. A first down for the offense.
And that's just a chip shot. That's just a field goal they got to make, guys.
He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Still at their own 20 after that last incompletion. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. It's Westbrook getting some heat. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. 1st and 10. He wants to throw. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Yeah, and you don't see very many quarterback hits on screens. You know, the offense wants to bluff real quick and make it look like pass, and the quarterback's supposed to pop up, look like pass, and quickly get rid of it. You could tell timing all wrong. It was all jacked up, and that play went absolutely nowhere.
Well, the quarterback knew he wanted to go to his tight end on that play. He's a big physical target, but it was the hit on the play that forced the incompletion.
They come to the line facing 3rd and long from the 25. Handoff to the lone back. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Looking to go up top on first down. Quickly out to the tight end. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job for him today.
And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. The Spartans with the 1st and 10. Got him downfield. And you can see the offense just feeling itself. They've got it down to the 21.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Using the quick game. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, it's one thing to have a rivalry game, but when you have two longtime foes separated by 65 miles battling for a prize like the Paul Bunyan Trophy, you know emotions tend to run high.
From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position, and the returner is stopped. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got
catch the ball, man.
Man, those are frustrating because you know you're supposed to catch that. You're supposed to secure it. It's going to happen, but it's just frustrating for those receivers. Just tap the chest. My bad, dog.
Now this offense facing a 3rd and long from their own 30. From the gun, wants to pass. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Wide open, he makes the catch. Touchdown, Wolverines. And once he got loose, it was all over. The Wolverines have a nice little cushion in that Paul Bunyan trophy almost within their grasp.
Sparty can't quit, though. This game means too much. In the rivalry, in the conference play, in recruiting, Sparty now has to dig deep, and they've got to fight back. Just takes one play, David.
Yeah, and these guys are a bunch of underdog guys, right? These guys are the ones that are talked about in this rivalry as inferior to Michigan all the time. You got a chance to keep fighting, show what's inside your chest.
On first down, here comes this offense. From the gun, give on the inside. They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got plenty for a first down.
I love when players understand situations and they understand where the first down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. It's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that first down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
Good job reading the defense by the quarterback on that RPO feed. He waited to see how the defense was going to play the run. He saw defenders bite up close to the line of scrimmage, and right away he knew he had the slant throw right in behind him.
And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there.
And listen, my QB is my smartest player on the field. He's got to understand where those sticks are, understand how to run that option, but more importantly, get me that first down, a new set of downs so I can be explosive again on offense.
They get him down at the 34-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup and a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Throws to the wideout. Got him, and nobody's close.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws, just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. Defense trying to come up with a stop on 2nd and goal. To the air, it's Westbrook. He makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Sparty. Got to start cutting into this lead somewhere. Now the question, will they have enough time?
But that's step one. You got to get that first score. You got to get back in the ball game and get some of that momentum back on your side. You still got more work to do, but step one accomplished.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Oregon is currently ahead right now in Autzen Stadium, but they just haven't been able to separate themselves offensively. They're up by 7 over Indiana. We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
Pressure coming. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
Play-action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. He's moving out of the pocket. He's got it. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49.
That's a beautiful pass and catch. I love the job the quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver more room to work his route.
And this
Dude,
quarterback
hit square.
just overshot his man that time.
I love the decision
doing,
by the
Sands?
quarterback. He found the open man, just don't love the throw. Got to be a little bit more accurate, make it easier on your target.
Pulls and throws off the RPO. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
Well, that's a really nice job surveying the field and delivering an accurate throw. You know, when I think back to Michigan quarterbacks, I think of guys like Elvis Grbac or Tom Brady, Jim Harbaugh, Brian Griese, guys that could hurt you throwing the ball from the pocket, surveying the field, reading defenses, and making quick decisions.
And he intercepts it. Well, they didn't let him get loose for a big return, but he still made the big play, and they'll take over at the 17. First down here for the offense. From the gun, running back gets to give. Picks his way ahead, pick up a 3, and gets it to the 20-yard line.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
On the move at the 30. You're not getting
That's
him
not
on the
happening.
ground, still on his feet.
That is
And
not
he gets
happening.
the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin. The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. They move the tight end all over. They'll try the run. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking downfield, it's Westbrook. Works the middle of the field. They get him down after he makes the catch.
Well, they execute the end route. How about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a 3rd down and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Working that left side.
Ran backwards.
Now. Good tackle there to stop him short of the first down. It'll bring up a big decision.
Coming up, number 11 in punt formation to kick it away.
Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Dumps it off in the flats. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down.
I'll be honest, man. If I had the weapons these guys had offensively, I'd be staying aggressive too. It's what got them to this point. It's why they have the lead here in the 4th quarter. Take some shots when those opportunities present themselves.
Okay.
And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. 2nd down coming.
In football, you hear the term quick but don't hurt. And you can tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate in his pass.
He now has 84 yards rushing, and that should be no surprise. He's been among the nation's elite all season.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
Using the back as a receiver on the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ball game, you need those stops, and you get them to 3rd down. You get them to those critical points. Now they get the first down. You don't have many left. You better get aggressive.
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
The give to the back. Pick up a 5. They'll need 5 more on third down.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a first down every couple carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest. Pound that rock.
Third down play from the gun. Throws to the tight end. Got his man downfield. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
All right, defense, you're going to have to hone in here. You're going to have to turn the page. Just gave up a big pass, but all of a sudden the offense now is knocking on your doorstep. They're in the red zone. This defense, they need to step up here and make a play.
They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. And he's got it! Touchdown, Michigan! That ought to be enough to make this lead insurmountable, and with it, they'll be a perfect 10-0. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
Here comes the offense on first down. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Gets it out quickly. Coaches talk about running with violence, running with bad intentions. That's what that looks like as he gets it up to the 32. And here comes the offense on second down. Quarterback on the keeper. Powers through the defender. At the 45 on his way. They're ripping.
Dude, this is no way that's happening, man.
We talk a lot about quarterbacks having
It literally made me not big his him 3 times.
etc. But how about in the run game as well? On these zone reads, on RPO type plays are the option.
Well,
knowing when to keep the football and making that decision quickly. You saw a great example of it by the QB there.
That screen pass just never had a chance to get going, and the defense wrecked it from the start.
And you assume on a screenplay you're going to get something positive, something decent. That was absolutely awful. There was nowhere to go, no room for the running back to make a play. That offense needs to execute that a lot better.
It's complete to the left. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. It's a makeable field goal from the 29-yard line. Let's see how aggressive they are on third and long. Dropping back, it's Westbrook. Going for it all.
He ran away from it. You see that?
Touchdown, Michigan State. They got the
He literally ran away from the receiver.
No, don't call it a comeback yet. The first part, step one accomplished, but this offense obviously still has work to do. But the defense has to go out and get a stop and get the ball back.
And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt. Find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. You make sure you execute, build this lead a little bit bigger, put this thing away in the fourth quarter.
Fires to the tight end. How about this backer in pass coverage and bringing the big hit stick with him, too?
A nice job by the defense there, tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down. Not easy to do.
tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
Wish y'all would stay on your blocks.
Listen, you've got to get the ball back. You know what they're doing. They're trying to run the football, but we need the clock to be on our side so our offense has some time. Got to make a stand right here on 3rd down.
They'll throw on 3rd and short. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And it's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Wolverines. And once he got away from the knee, they had no shot at catching it. That score pushes us out to a comfortable margin, and they are oh so close to a 10-game winning streak. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Oklahoma was able to ride away on that Sooner schooner with the win, but not necessarily without a few bumps along the way. Man, nothing in college football is easy. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. 2nd down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. Looking for a man. It's Westbrook. Quick completion on the out route. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. They'll leave the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the 1st. They'll run for it on 4th down. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
After being stopped there on 4th down, this game's pretty much over. They were going to have to go down in a 2-minute situation, put at least 7 up on the board. They couldn't get it done. Things just haven't gone their way. It's been that type of day today. They're going to leave the stadium with a loss.
Where did all these dudes come from and they was in there?
Forces 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. Open space at the 25. Oh, look out! Slippery slide, find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan! They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance.
And how about this squad, man? Looking good again. Like, I feel like we say this week in and week out, just continuing to remain undefeated, whatever it takes, offense, defense, special teams. They have been a good unit, and that's why their ranking is so high.
They'll start this drive with a pass. They're trying to get to it. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. To the air, it's Westbrook. Trying to get to it. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Couldn't find a man and just had to throw it away to avoid a negative play. And the Spartans line up to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. They have dropped a hush on this entire stadium, David, by controlling this game.
And there's nothing like shutting up the home crowd. You love it. Nothing like having a big lead in the 4th quarter, Palmer, and not having to stress.
Yeah, really impressive just seeing how they were able to take everything from the practice field this week and apply it to game day. They've been locked in all week with the game plan, running and throwing the football, man. This has been impressive.
Good pickup there as he gets the 1st down, and they'll mark him at the 48.
Yeah, you got to be impressed with this offense, man. Fourth quarter, they've been money. Great job putting drives together. Nice play there as well, but this offense has saved their best for the last part of this football game when they needed it the most.
Where are you spinning?
That one did not go well. Tackled in the backfield for a loss of
Let's see
6.
if this play works.
Line getting set on 2nd down. The play action fake. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield.
Yep.
Got his man to the left. His defense giving up ground as he's finally knocked down at the 26.
You know, I love offensive coordinators that want to stay aggressive, and they've come up with big plays all game long. It's a big reason why they have this lead right now, and they're not backing off here in the fourth quarter. They're letting their guys go play. The entire playbook is open to them, and they're taking shots.
That was ugly.
You know what's great about rivalry games?